All right, Sinclair Wargaming here. Just got done with our second battle report, 1,500 points. The new Ogre book versus some Skaven. Had Matt Mott playing the Ogres. I guess we'll just go through a couple questions. What, if you could change anything, what would it be about your, what would you change about the way you played? Keeping the same list, what would you make any deployment changes or anything like that?
Deployment I think went fine. I probably wouldn't have put my lead belchers and the iron blaster so close together, giving it a bit more room, a bit more maneuverability to move to different places. Other than that, I think for as small of an army as I took, small as an army I took, I probably wouldn't have changed the deployment.
Alright, if you could change anything about your army composition, what do you think, or would you change anything about your army composition, or would you leave it the same?
I probably would have taken the Slaughtermaster off, a bit pricey for 1,500. It did decent with the Comet and just the Lore of Heavens in general. But I probably would have traded it for another Butcher instead, taking 2 Butchers instead of a Slaughtermaster. Give me a bit more points, maybe split the big unit of Iron Guts, maybe into 2 Iron Guts, or take a unit of Ogres instead of 1 massive unit. Again, just to give it a bit more maneuverability.
Okay. What do you think was the MVP of the game?
In general or on my side?
In general. Doesn't
in
necessarily have to be on your side.
I'd say either either the Slaughtermaster with the Comet taking out a lot, or your Seer taking out your unit massively. Your Plague Priest taking out enough so it wouldn't have completely slaughtered me. That, or I don't know, a tie between my Slaughtermaster or the new Iron Blaster.
Yeah.
Definitely liking the 2 already die for the bounce.
Yeah, that saved you a couple times.
Saved me a lot of time.
Like a 2 and a 10, or a misfire and a 10.
Yep.
What do you think was the most just ridiculous thing that happened in the game?
I'd say the Comet that hit every single unit for sure, because it was 10 hits on each unit, and the range on it was 12 or something like that at strength 6.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Took out the 2 weapon teams, took out 2 Ogres.
2 weapon teams, 2 rat ogres,
bunch of rats. 10
clan rats off each unit. That was pretty crazy. Alright,
how about you? What's anything you would change about your deployment?
Yeah, for sure. I don't really know what I was doing. I was trying to screen my guys a little bit from all the shooting with those slaves, but I ended up just kind of bunching them in too much. I shouldn't have put the rat ogres where they were, because they took forever to get into combat. And then since all my guys were in such a tight formation, they were all within the BSB and the general, but they were also all within easy range of all those comets that were coming down.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably would have deployed my rat ogres on my left flank and just kind of tried to move them around rather than put them behind my guys.
How about the composition?
I think the composition was decent. I don't know. I like having a Grey Seer in there, but I didn't want to spend that many points on one guy in this low point level of a game.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't. His dreaded 13th would have just been completely useless against ogres, since it only affects infantry.
Yep.
Other than that, I think I like the composition. I forgot my Plague Priest General had a Dispel Scroll on him, so I didn't get to use that before he died from a miscast. But I think the composition was okay.
Yeah. How about MVP in general?
MVP in general, probably either the Slaughtermaster with the Comets or my BSB, because I'm pretty sure every leadership test I took that was within the BSB range failed the first time and then passed with the BSB reroll.
Yep.
So probably my BSB, and he was only 72 points because I took the armor off of him. Originally, I had a Grey Seer in the list, a Grey Seer, a Plague Priest, and a Chieftain BSB. But when I took out the Grey Seer, I wanted to put in a second Plague Priest. And to do that, I had to drop the Armor of Destiny off the Chieftain. So he was only 72 points, and he saved a lot from those reroll leaderships.
Before I ask you about the most ridiculous thing that happened, I just remembered. I'm gonna restate my answer for that. It would have to be when your unit ran off the board out of my lead belchers to finish them off.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It would have been an easy, like, how many points was that unit with all of it in it?
Dang. That was the big unit, so yeah. 315, and it had my BSB in it. It would have been like close to 400 probably.
Almost a 400-point unit.
Would have been more than that, I guess.
Yeah. More than 400-point unit, ran off the board, and I couldn't finish it off with the lead belchers. And ended up, when he got on, just running out of range anyways.
I didn't even notice that they ran off the board, like, because the game we played before this, we played the full table, and this one we just played a 4-foot section, and I wasn't even paying attention to where the board was ending, so I moved, I think I was pursuing your Iron Gut unit with both, and just moved them up, and was all set to get killed next turn, and then Mott told me, or reminded me where the board ended, so they actually ran off the board and couldn't get shot at.
Good old, good sportsmanship on my part.
Yep, pretty much.
Could have
saved a lot of points.
Yeah.
Would have definitely been the win for that.
Just any general comments about the game?
Not really.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've been like in the game we played like a 3,500 point game before this. We didn't do a battle report for it, but my luck was just ridiculously atrocious. Like we were playing, I played 3,500 point Warriors of Chaos versus 3,500 point Dark Elf, and my I had a unit of 24 Corn Chosen, and they ended up rolling a 12 for their Eye of the Gods roll, and I probably made a fifth of the 4 board saves that I had to make during the game.
Yeah.
So my luck's just been horrible tonight. But then this game we played, I think I made at least one channel every magic phase except for maybe 2 or 3. Like out of both of our magic phases, out of 12, I think I made 9 channels.
Didn't make a single channel, and I think the most Winds of Magic dice I got was 6.
And I rolled above statistics on my Winds of Magic 4 turns.
I take that back. I had a 6 and a 1 one time. So, no channels, so 7 at the most with a level 4 and 2 level 2s. So I don't know, for as crapped on I got with the magic phases, I'd say I did decent.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It ended up being a win. I don't think we even said that yet. It ended up being a win for the Skaven by 220 something points.
220 something like that.
I don't remember. I already deleted the score.
A decent win for the Skaven.
But yeah.
Another thing with future battle reports we're gonna do. We're gonna start taking some components out of Storm of Magic. For instance, like the beasts and different stuff you can do, like, I don't know, the giants, chimeras. We're going to start putting them into our games. Do it a random draw. Each side's going to take a monster or whatever it may be. We draw anywhere from harpies to chimeras.
To the bone grinder giant.
Yep.
It's not going to take up any points in our army. It'll just be extra. But I can't decide whether I want to just give it to the army extra and then just go at it like normal, or impose a like if one army draws a bone grinder giant and one of them gets harpies and the bone grinder giant army's up by like 300 points or whatever.
Yeah. I
don't know if I want to make the other army have to compensate for that. Like if you draw some ridiculous monster and you have 200 points more than your opponent, I'm kind of tempted to make it to where you have to kill 200 points to get a draw. So that would be more even in the points.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna just play around with it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe try to take some different magic items, some magic items out of the
artifacts.
Yeah, the artifacts from the Storm Magic book, and possibly some of the old Hero Hammer magic items. I've got that book upstairs, and I've been looking through it. But yeah, I thought this was a decent game.
Mm-hmm.
Some ridiculousness on both sides, but what did you think about the new Ogres, Matt Mott? It was pretty much too small of a game to tell, and
yeah.
I mean, we didn't really take anything new.
Yeah, there wasn't
the new lead belchers and the iron blaster, but
yeah, I didn't really put too much thought into it. I just wanted to see how the new belchers worked, the iron blaster. Want to see how. Oh yeah, not a single one of the Great Maul spells went off in this entire game.
Yeah, it was only heavens, I think.
Yeah, only
heavens and
fire.
One fireball, I think.
Yeah.
Got through.
But I just wanted to see how it did. Just everything played, see how definitely Ogres with Heaven did work out. Mike over there told me, saw a battle report where he said, some guy on there said Ogres with Heavens is completely worthless. Just watch this game.
I thought it was good.
Definitely worth it, especially a lot of Ogres at weapon skill 3. So if you give them that harmonic, what was it, harmonic? No.
What are you talking about? The Ice Sharp Blizzard gives your opponent -1 to hit, so then their elites are going from hitting you on 3s to hitting you on 4s.
Yeah,
so that'll keep you around longer. And
definitely worth it.
It won't make a difference in every game, but this game I had the Bless with Filth, so I kept giving my units poisoned attacks, and Mott kept getting off Curse of the Midnight Wind, making them reroll 6s. So any 6 I got to hit, any poisoned attack, I had to reroll it. So I don't think I got any poisoned attacks off all game.
Yeah. Definitely worth it, though.
So that helped.
Other than that, any final statements?
I don't know. Hopefully we can get a bigger Ogre Kingdoms battle report up at some point so we can test it out a bit more, but I just don't have that many like I said, we proxy a lot of stuff. We're starting to get away from it, but I just don't have very many 40 mil bases. Like, I don't have very many ogre-sized creatures. I've got a handful of Rad Ogres, a handful of Croxagores, and then I bought the 6th edition Ogre Kingdoms battalion when it came out. So and I think we have some Trolls. That's pretty much all the 40 mil we've got. So we don't really have enough to do a big battle report, but hopefully we'll get a bigger one up.
Yeah.
And try out some more of the new units, the new monsters and the new man-eaters and stuff like that.
Yeah. Other than that, that was 1500 Ogre Kingdom versus Skaven. Skaven for the win by 220 something points. And this is St. Clair Wargaming.
Thanks.